Hi, hello, this is Oshuma. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for being here. Come in, sit down, feel safe, and let's get into it. Let's get into this topic. So apparently, y'all, the kids can't read. Now, when I saw this video on TikTok, I said, I know this ain't the truth, right? Because we all want to believe that the education system is doing what it needs to do. But at the same time, this is the same institution that said that teaching Black history and teaching about slavery is offensive to others. Listen, so I'm not surprised that I'm hearing this. So I'm going to play the video, then I'm going to, give a few commentary afterwards.
Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but these kids are, I'm going to just say this. I teach 7th grade, they are still performing on the 4th grade level.
But that same child is fresh to death. Jordans in every color, brand new iPhone when they can't spell the I or the damn phone. They can't count, okay? Don't know they ones, they twos, or they threes, they A, they B, or they C's, but they know every rap lyric. They know Cardi B this, they know Migos that, they know Tupac this, but yet they can't spell Cardi or B, okay? It's the parents. It's the same parents that was out getting BBLs when the pandemic was here. It was a true epidemic with them BBLs, but when school supplies came around that year, they didn't have no money. It's the parents. You wanna know why these kids are still learning on the 4th grade level? Because it was the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade that the teachers was telling the parents, listen, your child is falling behind. Listen, I had a kid here for tutoring, and the parent had every excuse of why they can't do it. It's the parents. It's the same parents that that always want to say, well, it's not my responsibility to teach them how to read and write. It is absolutely your responsibility, okay? If you know that your child is following behind in their academics, read with them at home. The library is free. There's so many free resources. Hell, all of us graduated from YouTube and TikTok University during the pandemic, but you want to know something? Most parents couldn't even deal with their own children at home during the pandemic, okay? They had nowhere to send them. They didn't want to be bothered. They in Miami for the weekend, okay? But yet, they ain't even checked on their child. They don't check to see if their child do homework. When them kids get home, they got every iPad. Take that damn iPhone. Take that damn controller. Put a book in their hand. Child's body odor be out of control. You can't even step into the daggone classroom because all you smell is butt and must. It's the parents. It ain't that teacher's job to call you and tell you your child needs some damn deodorant. You didn't smell it when they walk past you, huh? You don't go in their room and know that it smell like butt and feet. It's the parents. Anytime you call that parent and tell them, listen, your child is disrespectful, disobedient, acting up in that class, that parent would never know because that parent ain't at home. The kid be raising his damn self. It's the parents. Anytime you send a math minutes home and tell the parent, work on this with your child, the parent is like, well, I don't know how to do this. But yet they out at the club, every happy hour, they at every brunch. It's the parents. And don't mess up and give them a $20 bill and expect them to be able to come home and give you the right change. Hell, all they know is a cash app scheme. Don't know nothing about how to have a bank account. You don't give them no type of financial intelligence, no type of emotional intelligence. The kid is acting out in school, and every time the damn teacher call you, the first thing you say is, well, he don't do that at home. You wouldn't know because you ain't at home. I said what I said. At the end of the day, these educators are ABUSE by these kids. These kids is running up on these teachers, and some of us really grew up with nuck if you buck. Some of these kids is lucky to still have their lips. I said what I said. It ain't no way in hell you could pay me 30, 40, 50. You couldn't even pay me $100,000 a year for me to let a child come up and tell me what I'm not going to do. You got a child in your class and they throwing stuff and mad and they can't get what it is they want. You call home and that parent tells you, well, that's your problem and not mine. That child needs to be homeschooled immediately. Make that parent stay home with that child. Half these parents during the pandemic lost their minds because their kids was at home and they didn't know how to deal with them. Why? Because they used to shipping them off to school and putting them off on the educator, expecting the educator to do the job of that parent. It's the parents. These little girls walking around here, hell, I'm an ultrasound tech. You ain't got to get no probe. You can see everything you don't need to see through these little bitty shorts. Where are the fathers in the home, okay? Where are the mothers that was raised right? I wish my daughter would walk out of here in some shorts and I could see all of her Uda and her Tuda, okay? Where are the parents at? At the end of the day, these little girls is bust down in 30-inch bust downs, nails longer than it should be, okay? Thigh-high boots. Are they going to the strip club or are they going to school? I said what I said. Lips redder than outside. And I don't care who you are. You don't need to be walking around here in no damn red lipstick at 12 and 13, okay? I said what I said. It's the parents. Parents is like, oh, I bought my baby some Gucci shoes, but he can't spell Gucci. Oh, I bought my baby that brand new PS5. PS5s go flying off the shelves, but tutoring ain't being had, right? You got money for video games, but you ain't got money for a tutor. If you invested in that tutor, your child could write the code to that video game that's being sold on them shelves. But we don't want to talk about that, right? Teach your children about economics. Teach them financial intelligence. Give them emotional intelligence. At the end of the day, it's the parents. And I'm going to continue to say that because these parents nowadays is out of control. Everybody want to gentle parent their child. You don't want to tell your child no? Hell, the police going to tell them no. Their parole officer going to tell them no. They going upside your head at home. You don't think they trying to go upside that teacher's head? But you want to say something anytime somebody get with them. Then you want to send out a GoFundMe. Ain't nobody donated that nonsense. And let me talk about this. Every boy ain't going to make it to the NFL. Teach that baby something about NASA. Teach him something about how to run government. government. Teach your children how to vote. Give your children the skills that they need to be successful in society, because right now these children are not our future, okay? You're going to be in a nursing home, and hell, they're going to be homeless, because at the end of the day, you ain't got the good sense God gave you to invest in your child's education, and these poor babies is running around here with no common or no damn sense. It's a shame how fast parents will give up on their kids, right? But they won't give up on that club. They won't give up on that brunch. They won't give up on that trip to Miami. Like, at the end of the day, make it make sense. It's the parent.
But honestly, I'm not shocked. I feel like this is something that was bound to happen. It's not like, money is being funded, into schools like that anymore in regards to how money is allocated. A lot of schools are not really receiving a lot of funding, and like, depending on what area the school is in, it also dictates how much money goes in based on what other properties are around. So the more affluent a community is, and the more property taxes is within a community, the more resources go towards that school. It is so hard for you to navigate certain aspects of the education system, especially when it comes to zoning and redlining. Your zip code determines where you go to school. And if it determines where you go to school, that means that you're not being taught at a level that you are able to fully understand the material, or you don't have the resources that other people in more affluent places might have. So your chances of performing academically are going to be harder than the other. And I'm talking about, things like your parents are being able to afford a tutor, or you go to a school where they're, all the updated and new textbooks. You are able to basically not worry about breakfast in the morning. Like, all this stuff attributes to how well a child can perform in school, the resources that are provided to them, and how their life is on a day-to-day basis. So it's interesting to see that this is a conversation that's finally happening, because I think it's well needed, because I've been noticing that there is a generation of kids that have been raised by iPads and telephones. Let's talk about parenting. So when it comes to parenting, you being aware of what your child is doing and what they're up to is always crucial. So not only the fact that your child may be going to a school that is not properly funded, they're not receiving the right resources, you're not even taking and acknowledging what it is that they're doing in school. So as you can see in the videos, the teachers were talking about how, the kids would come into class with fresh clothes on, brand new Jordans and all that stuff, but your kid cannot read at the level that they need to read, right? And reading, what do they say, is what? Fundamental. Reading, I feel like you can suck at any other subject in school. Reading to me is one of those things that are so fundamental, because let's not forget, back in the day, we were not allowed to read. As people of color, we were not allowed to read. That is one of the most common things that they took away. It was the ability to read, and that is for a reason, because when you cannot read the laws that are being put into place, when you cannot read the things that they're trying to apply into your life, and all you are doing is hearing things from the word of mouth, you are easily brainwashed and manipulated. And so I think that the lack of the ability for kids to read is by design, and I feel like the fact that parents are not putting in the work to make sure that their kids are learning at the level that they need to learn is a problem, because y'all want teachers to do their job but don't realize that you are not helping the teachers to do their job. You guys have kids that are hella disrespectful, coming to class not even ready or prepared, don't have any type of supplies because either they didn't care to bring it, or you as a parent didn't even think of the fact that this is something that is meaningful to them in school. So they're having to deal and put up with all this BS, providing resources for your kids, getting money out of their own paychecks to buy school supplies, and then have to come to school and deal with a whole bunch of BS. I'm going to insert some of these clips of how some of these kids act in school, just so y'all can see.
My uncles are OGs. They'll beat your ass. I'll call my auntie too. She'll come on, grab your hair and pull that shit. Bitch. You smell like ass too.
Boy, I got that on video. Hey, go back in there.
No. I stopped talking. You do not come up to me, Dr. Shu. Get my goddamn face.
You go there.
All right?
Sit down.
You go sit down.
Why you call it?
You go sit down, all right?
You never
Come up to me like that? Who the fuck you think you are? Yeah, twitch your fucking face.
turn around and raise your fist like that, Dr. Shu. Do it again. I'm not playing. All right?
Okay,
Come up to me and do that to me. I'll do it to you. All right?
Go sit down.
Shut your mouth. Fuck on me. Fuck nigga. Fucking bitch. Fuck nigga. Pick up your fucking room.
You do that?
Shocking video surfacing on social media showing a student at Miami Central Senior High appearing to attack a substitute teacher. The classroom chaos posted online yesterday appears to have been recorded by other students who witnessed the fight while sitting in class. Take another look and you can see the student in question appearing to charge at the substitute teacher. At some point, the sub puts that student into a headlock before both eventually fall to the floor. The whole time, other kids can be heard reacting in the background.
I thought it was just crazy. Like, I saw the video on my phone and I was like, oh my gosh.
Students we spoke with identified that sub as Mrs. Ferguson, who they say frequently fills in for various classes.
I was just wondering, like, what made that student fight the teacher like that?
I don't understand this generation these days, but this was taking place now.
This woman is a substitute teacher herself, and while she wasn't involved in this fight, she says times have sure changed since she was a student.
Oh, it's a way big difference. We had respect. We didn't fight no teacher. We sit down, we did what they say, we did our work. We just showed really respect.
Pages. Ooh. Are you serious? Who threw this shoe? Who threw this shoe at me? Literally, who threw this shoe? Get the police. Get the police. Who threw this shoe? Who threw this shoe? Speak up. Was it you? So you ain't even got the shoe on.
That's not mine.
This is definitely your shoe.
No, it's not.
Are you serious right now?
That's not my shoe.
Are you serious right now? You
I'm
really
serious.
took
That's
your
not my
shoe
shoe.
off and thought it was okay to throw a shoe at me?
That's not my shoe.
It's definitely your shoe. Really? Really? This is your shoe?
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Prove it.
I am proving it. You have one shoe on and one shoe off.
I just wore one shoe.
Literally, at this point, let me express something.
If I'm a teacher, I'm gonna just do my job, go home, and make sure at the end of the day I can sleep because I know I did my job. And whoever is willing to learn and wants to learn, then they're going to be the ones that are going to grab the subject. For you to say that it's a teacher's job to be doing all of this, like, teachers are not school counselors. Teachers are not counselors. They're not your kids' therapists. They're not your kids' parents. They're not the ones that needs to reprimand your kids into understanding how important education is. That's what I'm saying. So here's a few video of how crazy these kids can be, and I understand why teachers say the things that they say sometimes. The thing is, the teacher can provide the material all they want to. They can give your kids the assignments and everything. But if you are, as a parent, not really sitting down and making sure that your child is looking at the information, they comprehend the information, it can be as simple as 15 minutes. You giving your child one response or one answer to a homework problem can literally help them understand and have a subject click in their mind to the point where they fully understand what it is that's being taught to them. And I know that there's this big debate that it's the teacher's job to teach your kids, but the thing is, your kid is at school every day, right? But that teacher may only see your kid for 1 hour out of the day. Your kid is home on the weekend. Your kid is, at home, probably on the, computer, on the iPad. 30 minutes of your time to ensure that your children are doing what it is that they need to do academically. Because the thing is, you probably understand your child's communication style and how their brain works better than that teacher does. So even though, yes, it is a teacher's job to teach your kid what it is that they need to learn, but you will have the ability to connect to your child and help them understand a subject better than a teacher might, right? Now, we all know that in the curriculum of America, particularly Florida, I would say, a lot of other states are trying to do this, is that they have ripped away the history of Black people and what Black people had to go through in this country in the education system. Teachers are actually not allowed to talk about certain aspects of the transatlantic slave trade. In YouTube, the censorship, we can't even say the SLAVE word. Crazy, right? So Your child is not being taught the history of their people. And on top of that, they're not reading. So that goes to show you that there is going to be a whole generation of kids that do not know how the system of this country really is, because all they have been taught is the cookie cutter version of what this country represents. There is going to be a point in time where the history of Black people, the struggles of Black people in this country and its origins are going to be completely erased. And if your child does not know how to read, and if you're not doing the job to ensure that your child is learning this outside of school, they are going to be completely blinded when they go out into the workforce. They're not going to be aware of the microaggressions, the passive aggressiveness. They're not going to be able to actually look at these certain laws when they're voting and actually comprehend what it is that they're voting for, if they vote at this point. Because if you cannot read at a certain level, then what makes you think somebody's going to be encouraged to go on ahead and vote? What are they going to be voting for? What legislation are they going to be aware of and comprehend to know what they're going to vote for or what they need to vote for? So I feel like, yes, you can say that it's a teacher's job to teach your kid, but when it comes to certain things, it is up to you as well to ensure that your child has the proper education that they need, because nobody is going to take your child's education and your child's ability to process the world more than you can. So that's where I'm going to leave it off. Stop being the iPad parent. Stop giving your child an iPad as soon as anything is inconvenient. Help your child learn to cope with their emotions. Help your child learn what a library is. Help your child learn what story time is. Help your child learn what bedtime stories is. Help your child understand that, okay, I may be struggling with a subject, but let me go home and ask my mom or dad, okay, I'm struggling, I need help. I didn't have enough time to ask a teacher. How can you help me? All I'm saying is make sure that you are taking care of your household and your kids' education. As much as you want to believe that your kids are going into the school and learning what it is that they need to learn, that's not the case, because apparently this No Child Left Behind law is just talk, because there's still schools that are underfunded. There are still schools that do not have updated textbooks. That's all I'm saying. With that being said, comment down below what you think about this. It's very alarming in my opinion, and I think something needs to be done about it soon. If you want to be aware of what the goals and standards are in regards to reading, there is this website called naep.org that is set up by the government that takes all of the statistics of the report cards of kids that are in the American education system, and they basically do graphs and analysis based on what it is that your child is learning and reading. And I will tell you that right now, based on what I'm reading on that website, there is a lot of data manipulation to make it seem as if these kids are performing when they're not. When I go on a website and it says, oh, things, are ranging between 21 to 50%. What the hell does that mean? Ranging from 21 to 50%? Is range, not even average. So if you made it to the end of the video, thank you. I appreciate you coming in and enjoying the content. So if you would like to subscribe and like the video, that is very much appreciated. Until next time, see you later. Toodle.